Hey everybody, welcome back to Crypto Events Announcements. My name is Yerevan. I'm your Crypto MC. Please welcome my today's VIP upcoming guest. He is Bruce Porter Jr. He's the CEO of Globalboost and founder at Washington LTI Blockchain Summit. He is broadcasting right now from Atlanta, Georgia, United States. And he also will be a distinguished guest of Chainpoint 19 conference in October 14 and 15 in Yerevan, Armenia. Bruce, it's very great pleasure to have you on our interview.
Well, thanks for having me on, Eugene. You know, we are live here in Atlanta on location. We came to the Smart City Expo here. It's a very, important event. The smart technology that's coming forward in the space is it's affecting all of us. And there are some blockchain projects here. Ours was probably the biggest blockchain project or had the most influence as we were here as media covering the event. Of course, we have a 5-year-old coin, 5-year-old blockchain, Globalboost, Betsy or BSTY, Boosty, depending on how you pronounce it. That's really, it's really changed a lot of people's lives. We do a lot of philanthropic work. But I'm happy to be on here, Eugene. I know you do some great work, and I am looking forward to Armenia.
For those guys who don't know who you are, what you do, please could you give us a bit intro, tell about yourself, and what are you working right now in the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So about 8 years ago, I heard about the Bitcoins, and I wanted to get some of them. So I have a staffing company. I staff models. That's what I do still to this day. Most of our work is contract work now. We're in DC, so it's not hard to do that type of thing. But I saw a way that I could get Bitcoins way back when. It was a lot harder back in the day. It's still hard now, really. But back in the day, it was much harder. You didn't have Coinbase and all these other places to where you could get them, Binance and everything else. So I saw, all right, I can get some Bitcoins by trading, staffing services for tech trade shows at places like CES and other tech trade shows. So back when Bitcoin was $70 a Bitcoin, I was using it to trade for staffing services, getting them at $30 or $40 a piece. When Bitcoin went to 400, I, as well as a lot of other people, thought this was way overpriced. I mean, I remember telling my friends, this is way overpriced, and a lot of us had an exit at that point. We've, of course, since entered back into the market, but nobody could really foresee that going there. And so about 5 years ago, I started, a little longer than that actually, I started Globalboost. We came out with our first coin. It was a script clone, basically a Litecoin clone. And after a few months, we were taken out by a 51% attack. So we went back to the drawing board. And for about 6 months, we worked and we came up with some original code. We were the first to bring YesScript as a hashing algorithm into blockchain. So there's about 20 or 30 coins now that use the code. As we are more successful, I'm sure there will be many more. But that blockchain in the current form, the Betsy coin, BSTY, is still it's still being traded and mined and everything, and it's still ASIC and GPU resistant. So you can mine it with your Android phone or your PC and still get some. And if you come in with a high-powered machine, of course you're going to get some coins, but you probably should mine something else because you're going to have a better chance of doing that. Now, about 2 years ago, for whatever reason, I have a big following, on Twitter. I'm a big mouth, obviously. I became a bit of a pseudo celebrity in the space. I started getting invited everywhere, so I went on tour, and I've been on tour. Many of you know me from being on stage and my philanthropic work. And about a year ago, we started throwing these Washington Elite Summits. So that's a quarterly summit. The first 3 have been in Washington, D.C., and the great success. And our 4th event will be right before our Chainpoint conference, which I'm very excited about. On the 11th and 12th there in Vienna, Austria at Schönbrunn Palace with an amazing VIP event that includes heads of state. But it has been a transformative technology, not only for myself, but for my family. My brother is actually right behind the camera. You can see us at any of these events worldwide. We were recently out to visit John McAfee in the Bahamas. I've interviewed, just about everybody. It really has been an amazing thing. And we're just at the tip of the iceberg. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you take the 5 years that Globalboost and the growth that we've had, okay, and we don't have a huge market cap now, but if you take the growth, it's about 1,000%. And if you did an ICO or you did an IEO or something like that, of course it's different for you, but we didn't, okay? Back then there were none. This was before Ethereum. So if you take the growth that we had for the last 5 years and we replicate that for the next 5 years, we'll be over $1 billion company. And that's what we're looking at. And that's our message to the people. It's to our message to the people in the inner cities, the people that don't have that much, to get out of this monetary system that we're in and out from underneath these bankers. So really important. And it's organizations and conferences and events like Chainpoint that give us the opportunity to bring this forward. So I'm real appreciative of it.
Sounds great. What topics and issues specifically will you be speaking about in Yerevan?
When I speak about the potential that the blockchain provides for us to change the world. And, you know, what we have right now in our system and in America, you know, we have the biggest military in the world, right? I mean, we can throw it around, and we do, and we can just beat up anybody. And one of the reasons why we have that is because of the monetary system that we have. And, you know, they can seize anything, they can take anything. And so there's a freedom that the blockchain provides. And, you know, you can take some Bitcoins and you can get some Bitcoins or some Globalboost coins or whatever coins they are, and you can stash them away, and they can't be seized. The bank can't seize them, and they can't inflate them and all this other stuff. There's also some censorship resistance things that are coming through the blockchain. So my message around the world is, one, we move the space forward by helping people. And so we sponsor a disabled sports league. We teach blind veterans how to ice skate and play hockey. We also do a lot of initiatives in Colombia, Venezuela, Africa, bringing food and water to the people in need. But as a community, as a blockchain community, the way we move forward is by helping people. And by helping people, we're going to get everything we want. So that's the one message. The second message is the freedom of the blockchain to get out from these overbearing governments that we have that are using the fiat monetary system to totally control us.
I love the messages. You will be the great speaker at Yerevan. Give us, please, your vision. What are the main trends in the industry right now you are observing?
The main trends in the, of course, the altar going down, right? I think that's going to switch. I think probably a lot of people lost a lot of money. I was talking to one of the guys earlier about it today, and he's been in the business like myself for a long time. And when Bitcoin was $3,000, a lot of people had to use it. If you're using the money, if you're using the Bitcoins and the different currencies as money, you need it when you need it. And so a lot of people got shaken down fairly well, as I call it. So I believe that as Bitcoin goes up past the all-time high, we're going to see the alt season come in. And you're going to really see this next trend going. You know, I'm not a maximalist at all. And to the maximalists, I say, look, you want a decentralized currency, but you only want people to use Bitcoin. That's crazy. That isn't decentralized. Decentralized is altcoins and everything are part of the decentralization. You know, the other part of the trends that I see are basically government type implementations of the blockchain that are coming in. There was a company here actually that we interviewed, Votes, and they're implementing the different technology, whether it's the finger or your face, for validating the vote and everything like that. So we're going to see a lot of that moving forward. We also were speaking to IBM while we were here. IBM invested a ton of money in it. So we're going to see, as we move forward, the government's implementing more of that. There's a little bit of a romance that has been going on with the governments and the blockchain. I think that will turn a little bit ugly. Honestly, it is what it is. You know, at first they laugh at you, then they ignore you, or however that goes, and then they try to fight you. So I think as we come up and we go past that, we're going to get a bit of that. You might see some guys over in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean, hanging out like John McAfee was, trying to get away from regulations that maybe really didn't do anything wrong, but they have become an enemy of the different government just by the fact that the value is going to go up so much, and there are people that they don't want to have power. So those are two major trends.
Finally, Bruce, whom will you recommend to visit Chainpoint conference in Yerevan? What type of person would mostly benefit of attending it? How do you think?
Well, you know, the one thing that we do a lot with our events is we go out on the ground with the mascots and our SMS bot, because we have a Globalboost SMS bot, and we airdrop coins to the people and we issue tickets right then and there. And I think that this is a very important part of the conference. So the average person that doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency or anything about what I'm talking about should come. If I'm not making sense to you, or if you're not sure of what I'm talking about, come and listen to us. We'll be there at Chainpoint. We'll be killing it, okay? The 13th and 14th, both days, and come and learn. And then also with the government people and the people in the local and national governments, come and let's work together to bring this forward to really change the world. We have an opportunity here. We're going to have the biggest transfer of wealth over the next 10 years in maybe the history of the world, but certainly in recent history. And we have an opportunity, and we also have a duty to help out the people that have been less fortunate and give them the opportunity to succeed. So government people, local government people, and newbies. I mean, these are the three people. And if you're in business, then you definitely need to come in and check out what we have going on. The payment processing and everything like that is fast, it's secure, it's cheap, and this is the future.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard these brilliant advices from Bruce Porter Jr. And please, if you find it useful for your business, please attend a Chainpoint Networking Conference in October 14 and 15 in Yerevan, Crypto, Armenia, and use your promo code Romanenko SCP19 for a 20% discount. It's also written below. And by the way, we can also meet with you at the Human IT Conference in Minsk, Belarus, on October 5th, at the City Conference in Kyiv, Ukraine, October 10th and 11th, at the Blockchain Life Europe Conference in Moscow in October 16 and 17, Moscow, Russia, and Georgia Gaming Affiliate Conference in October 18 in Tbilisi, Georgia, and of course the Satoshi Invest Summit. We're celebrating 11th Bitcoin White Paper birthday anniversary at October 30 and 31st in Georgia. Visit cryptomc.com and find your discount promo codes there. Subscribe on my Facebook page and YouTube channel. And for our next speaker's interview, Bruce Porter Jr., Eugene Romanenko over here. Thank you for watching. See you on October 14 and 15 in Yerevan, Armenia at the Chainpoint 19 conference. Stay tuned, stay crypto, stay in blockchain. And thank you very much, Bruce.
Thank you, Eugene. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to seeing you there, and maybe we'll swing over and see you in Moscow as well. That one is definitely on my map.